Hi everyone, it is Maree here at Skeins, and yes, I know it's Friday, and I usually don't come and talk to you on a Friday, but I have come into work today, and fingers crossed we will not hear a hammer, yelling, bad language, a skill saw, or a drill during this video. That's part of the reason why I've not been talking too much this week, because yes, the builders are still here in the mill, making a just horrific racket. And to be honest with you, if they were good-looking tradies, we'd probably cope. No, not so much. They're not even particularly nice tradies, to be fair. But that's all right. They're off having smoko at the moment, so that's why I thought I would leap in and say hello. Haha, here I am. So I am here because, as you also may have seen, as I whipped out a wee newsletter last night, which was, I know, for many of you a bit of a shock. A few of you have put two and two together, but for a lot of you hadn't, and that is Silver Lining. It breaks my heart that we are discontinuing Silver Lining. Silver Lining is is our beautiful merino, rebreed merino yarn. There she is. It is a yarn that we have just adored for 5 years. We've had it now, and it's made from predominantly Arapawa, but also Arapawa, Hokanui, other rare breed merino flocks that have been around, and we've been sort of scooping and gathering all these mostly coloured stocks up and creating this yarn. And we had a bit of a stockpile, which was great, but the problem has been is that we haven't been able to get raw materials, so it has just been breaking our heart because we finally have used our stockpile of stocks. We haven't been able to get what we've required, so we've had to discontinue it. Now I'm hoping in the future that if everything changes, we'll be able to bring it back, but at this stage the yarn is going. So we newsletter went out last night, and the prices got reduced, and the last of the stocks came through, and wow, you guys definitely wanted to make sure you got some of this in your stashes. In the DK, which is the DK here, on the DK front there is only some Clearview blue left, and there's literally only half a dozen packs of that left. So if you want some Clearview blue DK, which is actually our second best-selling colour after Clifton Stone, that was also the last colour to be restocked, which is why we had more of that. You definitely need to jump on and get that today, because it'll be gone, I would say, in the next few hours. So that is left, and then that is pretty much it, except we do actually have this, and at the same price. Oops. You're saying, well, Maree, why are you holding that up? This used to be, well, it is exactly the same as, we did our Silver Lining, and our friends over at Wentworth also saw this one, like, wow, that is such a beautiful yarn. If I do that, this is the same as our Silver Lining Triple Peak, which was actually a colour that we discontinued. Was actually the first colour we discontinued a couple of years ago. This is made from 100% Arapawa fibre. And that is no extra added fibre. It's just 100% Arapawa, as the Triple Peak was. It is the one fibre that we ran out of first, which was part of the reason why it got discontinued first. And these guys actually had a big lot of it that they had, and they've discontinued it as well, obviously, because we can't get it, so they can't get it. So I have got the remainder of that stock here, also at the same price. So I have actually plopped it. It is on that sale page there with the others, still at $5. And if you're wondering what to do with it, you may remember this from a year or two ago, Bebe Chocolat, which is a wee free pattern that I popped out a year or two ago. An unintentional free pattern, because I wanted to knit something for my cousin who was having her first child, and Lucy is now, oh gosh, I think Lucy must be coming close to starting school now. She is just an absolute Wi-Fi, and these guys live on a farm, so these are farmers' kids, and this little jumper has done both her daughter Lucy and her son Ross. and they're absolutely beautiful. And it is I've only just done it in a sort of a newborn size, so it's a perfect little baby gift with just a little duplicate stitched wee sheepy on there, charts in the pattern. If you go to my Ravelry profile, there we go, there's my Ravelry name down there. You can download that pattern for free, and it takes a couple of balls of this little jobby. So do definitely get some of that. So if you're wanting to also stock up, this guy is great. It's that beautiful, warm, rich chocolate colour, and it's exactly the same spin, same everything. So if you've picked up like some 5 Mile Bush, and or you've even got, if you've been lucky enough to get some of, if I just go leaping into this other one, the Clifton Stone. As you can see, those 3 colours are incredible. So if you're wanting to do natural colour work, you can do so. So if you've been stashing your silver lining, but you missed out on the triple peak back in the day when it came out, this is it here. It's under Baby Naturals Kiwi in the sale page. So definitely do make sure you pick some of that up. And yeah, as I said, there's that wee free pattern, which of course fits into our free love theme. There you go. Yes, it does. It breaks my heart. In terms of silver lining Lumiere, there is still reasonable amounts of silver lining Lumiere, and I did actually pick this up to show you. The Clifton Stone, we had a small amount come through yesterday that got loaded up. That got snapped up like that. The second half of that balling has come through first thing this morning. We didn't realise they'd done it in 2 halves. Builders, just saying. We're down don't even get me, honestly. I'm on to plan D of what I'm taking to Woolfest. I'll tell you about that in a minute. Anyway, that's the second half of the Clifton Stone Lumiere balled batch. That is now live. So if you missed out on the Lumiere Clifton Stone last night, jump back on there, and because this is the last of it, there's 2 cartons. Once it's gone, she's gone. There is still, but the others, pretty much everything is now down to the last 10 packs, every other colour in Lumiere. So it's looking like I won't be taking it to Woolfest because it's definitely no DK going. So if you want to get hold of some of this, I would be jumping on and getting hold of it ASAP now before it disappears, even if you're in Auckland. So if you're thinking, oh, I'm going to Woolfest, I'll get it from Maree up there. Yeah, it's looking like I won't have it. So you'll need to get it now. Just saying. Didn't think everyone would go so nuts, but they have. So you do need to get that. So don't wait for me to bring it to Woolfest because I don't think I'll have it. Which then brings me to some ideas that one can knit if you've got the Lumiere or you're wanting to get some Lumiere. And so I've done my usual Ravelry trawl through, and I've mentioned this multiple times before. That's Libby Johnson's Huia, which was which was quite a recent pattern for Libby just a couple of months ago. Now, the reason I have shown you Huia, 2 reasons. One, silver lining Lumiere is absolutely perfect for this project, perfect for gauge, perfect for everything. If you go to our Speak Easy page, Karen Walker, who is one of our absolute regulars and stalwarts on the page, has knitted one of these in the red triangle. This is red triangle right here, in this cardigan in this colour, Amaze balls. To find it, when you go onto the group, there is actually a little search bar to the side of the page for the group. It says search this group. If you type in there, just type in Lumiere, or Huia, H-U-I-A, her post will pop up with her photograph of her project, and it is utterly, utterly divine. So if you're stashing, but you don't quite know what to knit with it, definitely make sure that you've got that in your library. That will be perfect. So that's from Libby. Another one that I dug out, so then what I did is I thought, well, what are other people knitting with it? You know about my Aranami shawl. I've gone on about that ad nauseum, and that now that it's discontinued, that Aranami shawl gets to come home with me, which I'm very happy about. I jumped into Ravelry. For those that don't use Ravelry a lot, I've jumped into Ravelry and I have gone and done a search for the Silver Lining Lumiere, and then in there it lists the projects that people have completed in this yarn, and I'll actually post that link in here so you can go in and have a look at yourself. But it's really, really good because you can see what other people are knitting, which is where I've also got the idea for these other two patterns, because both of these designs have been made in Silver Lining Lumiere and have been posted up on Ravelry, so it gives you an opportunity to see what the project actually looks like. So the first one of those is Landskein Necklace, which is quite a new one. That's it there, and that's by Maree and Mace. And as you can see, it's this beautiful lace yoke at the top, and I actually didn't, there was also around the bottom here, there was also another little lace piece as well, and it's a beautiful lightweight yoked jumper, which for the majority of the New Zealand climate is actually a really, really good thing to have. And that's where Silver Lining Lumiere is fantastic, because it gives you warmth without too much weight. And particularly for us North Islanders, to be honest, we don't need to, you know, layering. I mean, we live in a New Zealand climate, it's all about the layering. So to be able to have stuff that gives you those lighter layers is perfect. So that is definitely a project I would consider. And again, I'll stick the links to where you can purchase these patterns. So that's a Landskein Necklace. Now the other one, and again, I have actually talked about this, I think, on previous posts, but I jumped it back on because I saw one of our Solly K, she is on Ravelry, but she is one of our again great stalwarts and fans, and she has done this pattern in a mixture of Southland Sport and Lumiere, but it would look amazing in anything, and her knitting is amazing anyway, is the Nordiska, which is Caitlin Hunter. And as you know, I have a recent convert to Caitlin. I absolutely, everything she's done I just absolutely love. And of course this is this beautiful sort of Scandinavian colour work, which is all the rage. What you can't quite see in this detail, what I like about this is that it's colour work that they've done based around the base here, but she's actually gone and done a raglan and V-neck shaping, because not everybody likes a yoked jumper, and raglan shaping often works and sits and holds better for a lot of people, and so this one is actually a raglan shaping with a V-neck. Now this one here, she's done, and it's done in 3 colours. Now in the Lumiere, Clifton Stone, you could do that, the Kiwi, which they also we do in the same weight as the Lumiere, and then you could pop in one other pop of colour in there, would look incredible. So the red triangle would look amazing, or even the green stone, any of those other colours would look incredible. The other yarn I think this would look just amazeballs in is the Sockmatician edition. Imagine that, Sockmatician edition, oh, incredible. That would look so good, and you could do that in the charcoal, so you could do that in the De Lavery, you could do that in the I can never remember the grey, it'll come to me in a momento. Oh, milk. The milk, the De Lavery and the garland would look so good. That absolutely just amazing. Or you could even use that. You could use the Clifton Stone for the main body, and then just add in those Sockmatician colours for the colour work. Look, options are endless. Actually, even Outlaw Bohemian Sport would look fantastic in that. So that one is called Nordiska, Caitlin Hunter. And I really do like the neckline on this one. Really nice neckline. So those are some options for you if you're looking for ideas with that stash that I know that if you haven't purchased, you're about to go out and purchase. So just remember, if you're waiting for me to bring this to Woolfest, don't. It is looking like that I'm not going to have stock to take. So you do, if you're in Auckland or visiting Woolfest, definitely make sure you make your orders. Caroline is saying, I didn't see the Clearview Blue DK on the sale page. Ooh, it should be under sale page. I'll check for you, shall I? Because I'm good like that. Oh, so good. Let's have a quick look. Oh, it helps if one actually types these things in correctly, doesn't it? Other things that you can also be looking at knitting is if you jump into that Ravelry page, the things that they have also listed, there's some really fantastic shawls there as well. Lumiere and shawls are very, very good friends, and they're just absolutely amazing. Oh, it probably is on the sale page. Hold on, I'll just double check where it might be hiding. Haha, no, it's okay. I will correct that. It is sitting on the silver lining page, not on the sale page. It's obviously dropped out of the category, Caroline. So if you jump over to the silver lining DK page, it's definitely sitting there, and I'll make sure I cross-link it across. So thank you very much for letting me know that. Right, and when was it? Yes, shawls. There's heaps of shawls on that Ravelry page as well. So that gives you some really, it's fantastic for shawls. But I have also been finishing some projects. Firstly, just to show you, oh, you can't, it's so dark. There we go, the kiwi knitted up, so it does knit up in that lovely same fine twist. But I have been working away, as you know, on the strawn, so if you've bought a whole heap of your DK, so that's the strawn there. Now I have omitted the peaked portion of the hat because the person that I'm knitting it for likes a very sort of firm toque style beanie. So that's what I have gone and done for that. And then what I wanted to do is it's a birthday gift, so I wanted to knit a cowl to match. Because they have a lifestyle block and he works with animals a lot. Often a scarf can get caught up in things. It can be quite dangerous out in a sort of a farmy situation unless you tuck it down in something. So a cowl is actually a really, really practical way of keeping that part of you warm, but doing it safely so you've not got flappy bits of fabric everywhere to get caught up and be doing nasty things. So now it looks a bit weird because this is actually still damp. I finished it last night and I've wet blocked it, so I'm going to hold it up. So there it is there. So that's it all done. It's going to look absolutely fantastic, and I'm not going to model it because it is still damp. So what I've gone and done with that cowl is I have basically taken the cabled patterning here and the ribbing, which is a 15 stitch repeat. So if you're wanting to make, I'm not going, before anyone asks, I'm not going to publish this as a pattern because ultimately I've derived this from an existing pattern that's already available. So in order to be able to make this, pop over and purchase the strawn pattern because that gives you all the information that you need to know. And primarily what it does do is give you the very simple cable table that gives you that patterning. It is a 15 stitch repeat. So what I've gone and done is I've cast on, in this case I think it was 165 stitches. I think that's divisible by 15, I hope so. Should be. Anyway, yes it is. It is. So 165 stitches is what I've gone and done in this one, and I've used the ribbing and I've just literally done 5 centimeters of ribbing, the cabling pattern that's available when you purchase the strawn hat pattern. I've gone up that length. I can tell you what the length is. I've done how many repeats? I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've done 8 repeats of the cable block and then another 5 centimeters at the end, and voila, I have the cowl. So very, very simple thing to do. The biggest thing I changed, this is knitted on a, I think the pattern's 3.75 millimeter needle. I actually used a 3.5 because I wanted to make sure it didn't stretch out too much. So that's a 3.5. This, if you're sharp-eyed, you notice that that's quite a bit bigger. This is a 4.5 millimeter needle because for a cowl you want it a little bit more unctuous, and if it stretches out a bit, well, it doesn't really matter, does it? So that is what I've gone and done with that, and I'll photograph that up when it's all nice and dry for you. So do that, and that cowl took just over about 2.5 balls. So 3 balls. So lovely, nice. In fact, what it was the leftover from the hat. I had half a ball left over, so it was that ball. So both the hat and the cowl together, both of them took 4 balls in total, if that makes sense. So yeah, so definitely check it out. Which then brings me on to some of the free love. So that I talked about cows before, and I've talked about the red triangle. This is also silver. Look at the hat here, Silver Lining Lumiere, covered in dog fur. Because if people don't know me, I have dogs, two dogs, one very large dog. Desperately is covered in dog fur, desperately needs a pill. This hat is actually again an extension to the Ever After collection. I've got Mitts and a Cow, which I've got published in for free. This is a hat which I've knitted multiple times now, never got around to writing up the pattern. Are you going to write the pattern up, Maree? Yes, eventually. Like every other pattern that I do, when I finally find 5 minutes, I'll write that up. I've only been saying that for the last 4 years. I'll get there. Honestly, I will. But I just wanted to show you these. The Ever After Cow. Now, the Ever After Cow I've had out for forever and ever. And this was a cow that originated because I know so many of you have this. You've gone out and you have in your stash, and here's one that I just happen to have sitting around on my desk. How many of you have got this? And you've got that one ball, a beautiful 100, one hank, beautiful 100 gram yarn that you purchased at a market or an event like Cannes or what have you, and you've got it, you've bought the one and it's just beautiful and you have to have it because the colour spoke to you, and then it sits in the stash, and then eventually you're like, yes, I don't know what to do with that. Well, these single skeins are perfect for hats. A single skein will do a hat like this no problem, and in fact you'll get about 60% of a skein will give you a hat like this. But the other thing it's really good for is a cowl, because it's not enough for a scarf, it's not enough for, you know, anything. So that's how the Ever After cowl came about. In fact, I've got the very first one I ever did. I forgot I still had it. Again, covered in dog hair. I do go through eventually and actually have a bit of a clean and a depill of all of these, but I'm going to show this to you. So this is the very first one I ever did. In fact, this, oh gosh, look what the camera just did. Yeah. Oh, we'll put this back here. There we go. We'll put it back there. The camera doesn't freak itself out. Oh gosh, I look all very primary colour now, don't I? This is, I was given a hank of Madelinetosh. And this was when Madelinetosh was first sort of around, and it was all very and someone had sent this to me from the States. And it's absolutely beautiful. As you can see, deep indigo colour. And I was like, oh, I just love that so much, but I didn't know what to do with it. And I jumped down the rabbit hole and I couldn't find anything that just sort of spoke to me. So that's how the Ever After came about. And I'd done the mitts already and had put them out, and I thought, well, why couldn't I make a cowl doing the same thing? So this was the very first one. If you've actually got the pattern in your library, you'll see that Suzanne, who I work with here, one of my colleagues, is modelling this very cowl. And what I love about it is really simple. So it's got that nice sort of little bit of a lace going on there. I'll show it on this one because you can see it better. But it's only actually a 4 round repeat. On the pattern, I have actually written it, I think, pretty certain in the flat and in the round, if you're not a knitter and you just want to go up and down. And it uses that one skein of yarn. So this one here is actually, as you can see, it's a random printed skein. The nice thing when you knit in the round, of course, is you can often get these really lovely, funky colours happening. And patternings, look at that, fantastic. This is a yarn that I bought from Lorna's Laces. It's 50% silk, 50% wool. In fact, I don't even think it's available now, called Lion and Lamb. But again, I just, at the time, I fell in love with the colours as soon as I saw it. I mean, these, as you can see, these are very much my colours. They only had one skein. It was an expensive yarn due to 50% silk content, so I wasn't going to be going out and buying a garment lot, but I certainly was wanting to buy one skein, and it was actually a souvenir from my trip, because let's face it, I mean, why do we need to go and buy postcards or anything when we go away? We buy yarn, people, don't we? Those are our souvenirs. And this one for me is, I actually went to Lorna's Laces in Chicago, went to their dye house and production room, and I bought this directly from them, and it's just perfect. can use it as a single skein. So as I mentioned before, Busky, BUSCKE is my Ravelry profile. All of those patterns are there. They're all free. You can all download them. And if you post them up on the Skeins Speakeasy, of course, you go in the drawer, and we're going to do a whole collection of prizes, we've decided. Claire and I have been thinking about different things that we can really cute, funky little packs, and we're going to be like doing heaps of them at the end of the month. So all you have to do is post. A free pattern is what we're after. So the free pattern that you've used, where people can access it, whether it be the library from a library book, whether it's a leaflet available as a giveaway, whatever it is, or your Ravelry link to it, and either your work in progress or the finished item, post that up, you go in the drawer. It's as simple as that. And as I said, if you go to my profile, they're all free. So anything by me, you can knit and post. Just don't ask me for the hat, because I haven't written that up yet. So make sure you go and do that. Last but not least, Woolfest. If you are in the top half of the country, Woolfest is in Auckland, and that is going to be not this Saturday, the following Saturday, at the QMU Showgrounds, which is out west. Way out, not way out west, but it is out west. Actually, the venue is fantastic. I am very apprised of where the venue is. In fact, I've got a very good friend around. In fact, the friend that I'm knitting that stuff for lives like 2 minutes down the road. So I'm most excited that it's in his backyard. And it's a wonderful, wonderful venue. Hey, look, it's only a little bit out of town. Just keep going off the motorway, and it's just off the motorway. It's there. There's oodles and oodles of parking, so that is not going to be an issue. I'm hoping this year that it's not going to be a crime scene either, which is what happened last year. It was very exciting, but it's oodles and oodles of parking. It's really easy to get to. It's on a Saturday, so you shouldn't have too much trouble heading out west on a Saturday. There are 4 massive big sheds that we're all in, and it's 10 till 4, free entry, no excuse. No excuses. You can even get school sport out of the way in the morning and come over to Woolfest in the afternoon. I will be there. Outlaw and I are doing our tag team thing again. She's launching some new yarn. She will have 2 lots of new yarns there actually, so it'll be very exciting for her. And I will be there as well with a brand new yarn. More about that next week. And of course my plan A, plan B, plan C and plan D. What else I was going to take has now changed. I was going to bring Southlander. I can't because of the stuffed up our balling, so that's not gotten ready. But I am bringing Sockmatician. So the team did manage the Baker, which is the purple, is being metalled today and it's going to be balled on Monday. So that will be back in stock. So I will be bringing a full contingent of Sockmatician edition with me, which I'm really pleased about. And there is also Maree has gone and designed an amazing pattern in Sockmatician that she's been working on for a number of months now. And I will have her samples there with details on how you can purchase that pattern and where proceeds are going to. So that is definitely something to come and check out. I will also be having our other Moody Hughes yarn, the Moody Hughes DK, and that will have a very, very special price on it. So you do not want to miss out on that. And if you came to the festival in Palmerston North, I also had this stunning, beautiful alpaca sock yarn. It's very, very soft pastel pale colours. They were just divine. Everybody loved them. Perfect for shawls, perfect again for that huia, great for singlets, delicious. And we only dyed a very small, oh, there we go. Hear it, skill saw. Yeah, I was doing so well. And I will have that. So do make sure you do come and visit, because everything will be at special prices for the show, and I will be there. So I'm going to get going because it's Friday and I've got other things that I have to do and get done. But have a great time. I will talk to you again next week. Oh, if you haven't booked for Cannes yet, registrations are almost completely filled up. So if you've been sort of umming and ahhing, you do need to jump on and get those registrations happening before the full registrations disappear. There are still classes. There are some beginners classes here at Skeins and another class at the event on Sunday, which you don't require registration for. But mostly you do, so you do need to jump on and get those registrations done ASAP. And of course, that's knitaugustnights.co.nz. Right, half an hour. I've talked far too long. I will see you again next week before I head up to Woolfest, and I'll probably say hello from Woolfest as well. And I need to go because the soaring started. They'll start drilling in a minute, then banging and crashing. It's been 2 months now. Sort of over it, really. Anyhow, I'll see you next week. Bye.